Alright, today I wanted to talk about Survival Mode and the best builds for Shiva. Shiva's my favorite character, obviously, so I thought I'd tell people how to score pretty consistently with him. Alright, so we're going to do a random sim.
I don't need weapons.
So
I
for
am
Shiva,
the weapon.
Flying Kick, a lot of people have been saying it's better than Final Crash. Final Crash is definitely a lot slower, but it can carry enemies into the air a lot better. However, in this mode, Flying Kick is like one of the best moves in the game, from what I understand, because you can use Bloodthirst to heal off it, and then you can also use Electric Blitz to get a bunch of hits off it, and then you can combine that with the combo damage item. That will give you obscene amount of damage towards the end of your run, meaning past 20. Anything past 20 is quite an accomplishment in itself, but if you have the right build, you can actually get pretty far. The rest of his stuff, I just leave it vanilla. It's really up to you. Flying Kick is a must, though. The thing about Flying Kick is that it doesn't really do a lot of damage in the base game. The things that's good about it is it chains into his offensive special. And it's also a good combo starter and a gap closer, so having both of those things is really nice. Oh, here's Bloodthirst. What this does is it heals... Hitting enemies heals you for 8% of the damage, but healing items won't heal you anymore. Towards the end of your run, meaning past 20, this is going to be your saving grace, because there's not going to be that many food drops anyway, and trying to get to them, you know, if they're at like the extreme ends of the screen, meaning at the top, the bottom, the left, or the right, that can get you killed in some cases, so it's actually really nice to have this. At the beginning, it's not going to do much, but you should take it anyway, just so you have it out of the way. Sometimes you don't get it right away. So once you have it, you want to get your damage up. Unfortunately, this is a pretty crap selection of items. Shiva actually cannot get anything related to weapons. He can't get any of the golden pipes or the naginatas or anything. Those will just be random upgrades for him, but for some reason he can still get the elemental weapons and stuff. And those are pointless for him because he cannot use weapons normally. He can only launch them. What's nice about his default defensive special is that, thanks to me in beta testing, it is an OTG, so even if you hit something in a conversion, you can actually run over to them, or dash over to them, and then do this, and you'll get an opportunity to kill them off with the combo. So the thing about Flying Kick is that if you spam it, they will get knocked down to the ground. You can only do one before they get knocked down, because it overrides or it exceeds the 8 ground hit rule. You can only hit something with a basic attack 8 times in this game, otherwise they'll get knocked down. Like that. So in survival, you're going to want to make use of Flying Kick into Senetken. Basically giving you a lot of horizontal invincibility frames. You can cover a large amount of the screen by doing that. Okay, so Electric Special is also good because it will do a lot of AoE damage, and when you get your combo damage perk, that's going to ensure that your damage bonus is about as high as possible. I think this level is stupid. This what ends my runs a lot, is this level in particular. Feels like playing Smash with all the items on. Just a chaotic mess. You don't have a lot of control over your character. Yeah, I think this level should be removed. It's just not fun. Being constantly propelled around can't like really do anything. All this stuff gets in the way. I definitely have lost more runs to this level than any of the other ones, pretty much. Let's keep going and see if I can get some other stuff here. Getting some pretty bad choices. So even though it's not that great to take Bloodthirst and combo damage at the start, it's still better to take them anyway, because that way you have it out of the way for when you get farther. These enemies are legit unfair and annoying. I think the purpose of those enemies is to just get on your nerves. I've never liked them, and in here they're like run killers. Because at the beginning of the game you have a lot more health drops, and when you get towards the end, it becomes dangerous to even try to go for them. You really need to stack a lot of damage. That was basically full screen invincibility. With my survival runs, at least with this character, they either die pretty quickly or they go for a long time. Luckily, I've got some survival runs that got far on my streams the past couple days, so I'll probably just refer people to those, depending on how this run goes. Toxic special is also good because it means that when enemies are knocked down, if you're not able to kill them outright, a lot of times the poison will. Electric Blitz, perfect. Now I pretty much just need fire special and combo damage. You guys will be able to see how it makes things a lot easier. Fire Blitz. This is actually a relatively decent build for only being at level 10. Let's see how far it goes. Pay close attention to my health when I do the Blitz. You know, spamming the kick in the normal modes is like, it's effective because it's a gap closer and it's got some invincibility frames, but it really doesn't do much damage by itself. What's strong about it is it allows you to combo into a lot of other things. It has a lot of utility. Damage-wise, it's not that great. And spamming it is actually going to negatively impact how much damage you do. But in here, with like combo damage and electric blitz and stuff, it's one of the most damaging things you have. Shiva kind of reminds me of Ace in 30XX. Where, like, sometimes you have the illusion of choice with items. So taking anything with weapon, anything related to weapons is kind of pointless because you can't really actively use them. Okay, fire special. That's about as good as it gets. Mostly just need combo damage and at least one stack of Air Master. Now the run's starting to come together. Electric Blitz doing more damage is always good. Really just missing two things to complete this build. Hopefully we'll see them soon. have combo damage, just like if you're going for score in the main game, you want to keep your combo going as much as possible. Even though once you get to the later part of this, there's going to be so much going on that you can get your combo back pretty quickly. It can't be understated how much damage you do when you get, like, over 100 hits in this mode. I've, like, killed bosses in just a couple moves. Which is actually pretty easy in this mode. It's easy to keep the combo up because since you're using Bloodthirst, the items aren't going to heal you anyway. Food items aren't going to heal you, so you might want to keep them on the ground and just pick them up to maintain your combo. That way you'll maintain your damage buff as well. Still no luck with combo damage. I'm not sure if I'll get it far enough to show it, but I'm going to make some highlights of my runs and you guys can check out the end game on there. Gotta work with what the game gives me. Once again, no choice. Like, I guess they leave those in there so that he doesn't get too much access to random upgrades, because that would make him way too strong, I think. I think if they took out all the upgrades for him related to weapons, it would be too easy to get too powerful with him. It definitely takes a while to really get him to the point where he can handle this pretty easily. I think they don't want to make it too easy. Doesn't really matter which one I take. Same thing twice. That definitely felt a little bit unfair, but there you go. It prevents the video from being too long. Basically, that's the build you want to go for. If you get combo damage, that exact same build, it will make it so that as long as you keep your combo going, the hordes of enemies that come at you, they're not going to be able to hit you. You're actually going to have a lot of coverage, both from chaining into 2 moves with invincibility, and also having the fire and the electricity spreading to put enemies in hit stun. Even if they're not in hit stun, they will actually get hit by things more, so they'll actually die a lot faster too. As you can see, my PB is 38, so I'm capable of getting to 40, but one thing about this mode is you kind of just have to accept that sometimes you're just going to get trolled. There are some things in this mode that are objectively unfair, like when you get the stadium level with the pits, with the pit and the flamethrowers, and you get like enemies like the Veronicas or like Mr. Y, or like the majority of the higher tiered enemies. There's not really a whole lot you can do there. It definitely does feel unfair, but at least if you know what to go for, you can get your build going faster and you can kind of force the RNG. I hope that, you know, whatever patches they do for this, that they lighten up the RNG in here. Sometimes it does feel like you know, you just get those stadium levels, and you get the stadium level with the flamethrower and the pit, and then a bunch of the ranged enemies, and just really don't have any room to really fight them, and it feels like you're losing because it's not your fault. There definitely is an element to that in this. It's definitely more skill-based than your average action roguelike. I think this game is better. This mode is better than most action roguelikes have to offer. It's got a really good combat and stuff, but when you start getting past floor 20, the flaws start to show. Sometimes the hazards and stuff will just completely make it impossible for you to mount an offense, and you run a high chance of dying, even if you're not running this relatively risky build. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and put up the highlights of my most successful runs. I'll get those done probably later today, and then you guys can see the high level. I didn't really want this run to go too long anyway, so kind of a silver lining that it died as fast as it did. Thanks for watching.